With wild turkeys gobbling their way through gardens, plus trotting and dropping all over with their little ones, they've become the next door neighbors nobody wanted.
She scratches at the lawn. She poops all over the place. I don't know what she's been eating.
The mom has been digging around and chewing around on whatever she can.
The latest move-in, this big mama bird and her 7 babies nesting right in the Fenimore family's front lawn on Delaware Street in Duncan Hills.
Eventually, it will become a health problem for the people who live in the neighborhood if this group of birds gets bigger.
The Fenimores say after spotting the new tenants Thursday, they reached out to the city for help, but they've only gotten the runaround.
Nothing ever gets done with anything. I'm tired of it.
A similar situation back in March when our cameras spotted the wild birds seemingly everywhere in the same neighborhood, in trees, on rooftops, and power lines. And last year, a turkey laying 18 eggs under a homeowner's bush.
Get off the car, jerk off! Hey, remember, you can have turkey on Christmas also.
Well, since this is Thanksgiving week, of course, obviously we have to have a turkey story. And, you know, it's obvious that you have to have one. You know, it's not really that, you know, as a YouTuber that you do one, but, you know, you want to throw one in there. But let me start off with this, a little context before we get into this particular story. Here's Staten Island in New York. One thing that we have a lot of lately, and most people don't realize, is that we have a lot of wild turkeys on Staten Island, believe it or not. And they move in roving groups. If you ever see that joke with the South Park with the turkeys all ganging up together, beating up on it, it's sort of like almost the live version of it here in Staten Island. Because basically, if you're in the way of these groups of turkey, they will let you know. And they will peck at you. I mean, literally, they will peck at you. I mean, people are waiting at bus stops and groups of them are walking by. You know, people avoid them, you know, they'll cross over to the street until the turkeys move on. And this happens on a basis. Now, the particular story we're going to be discussing today, and this is from the Metro section of the New York Post, is that a woman got into a situation with some wild turkeys, and now she's suing. Now you're saying, well, she's suing the turkeys? No, she's suing the institute that the turkeys were hanging out in front of, which in a way it's kind of ridiculous, because the particular place, which is a hospital, couldn't help that happening because that would be a city issue, and we'll get into that on there. But let's read into this, and this was published back on the 9th of November. New York City woman claims her fear of wild turkeys led her to fall in an injury lawsuit against the local hospital. A Staten Island woman claims she fell and permanently injured herself outside a local hospital due to her part to fear of wild turkeys roaming the facility's campus. Carmen Pagan, 60, is suing Staten Island University Hospital and its owner, Northwell Health, after she said she tripped on and hurt herself as she tried to avoid the large birds and stumbled on an uneven curb, according to the Staten Island Advance. The plaintiff, who worked as an administrative aide at a high school on the island, said she underwent 4 surgeries on her right shoulder as a result of her June 2019 tumble, the lawsuit obtained by the paper states. Still, her mobility in that arm was permanently stunted, forcing her to resign from her job as she was unable to lift her arm to perform certain tasks, she testified in court, according to the Advance. Just as context, the Staten Island Advance is our local newspaper. In fact, if you ever want to check them out, they do have free content and they have paid content online. You can look it up, Staten Island Advance. They generally have some really great stories about things that are going on in Staten Island and the general news, crime, and all that. Pagan and her attorney, Robert Brown, alleged that the dangerous conditions, including the unaddressed turkey population outside the Ocean Breeze facility, caused her injury. They also blamed the uneven pavement where she fell as the continuous issue of cars frequently standing in the hospital's no parking zone, blocking pedestrians from safely accessing proper pathways, according to the suit. Pagan had dropped her husband off at the medical center and was walking across the campus to a food truck for a cup of coffee when she fell, the local outlet reported. She said she was walking roundabout ways toward the truck in order to avoid the flock of wild turkeys known to be a common nuisance by blocking traffic, and was led to an area of a narrow pavement. A car in a no parking zone was then blocking a crosswalk to a wider concrete path, so she continued on the narrow section there. Her sneaker got caught between an uneven curb and a section of the cement, according to the suit. With her foot stuck, she fell and banged her head against the nearby supporting wall, injuring her shoulder as she tried to catch herself, the Advance reported. Pagan's attorney said in the suit that the hospital negligently to make adequate proper repairs to subject sidewalk to yield the right of way and to observe the defect sidewalk, according to the paper. Attorneys for the hospital and its parent company, however, argued that Pagan's failed to use two clearly marked pedestrian crosswalks that would have directed her to a proper wider sidewalk. They said the area where she fell was clearly not intended for pedestrian use when an engineering consultant testified that the normal maintenance codes for the sidewalks and walkways weren't applicable as the area was created for drainage purposes. And see, the thing about it is, this is situations that happen constantly. You know, she's blaming the hospital because of the walkway. She's blaming the turkeys for the situation. The turkey situation is more of a city situation, not the hospital. The only thing the hospital can do is contact animal control, and animal control will have to come in to take care of it. But of course, in New York, we have, you know, so many people that are handling animal control. It's not enough for them to get everywhere because they handle the entire city and the remaining boroughs as well. Because, you know, we have everything from cats to dogs to raccoons to possums. I mean, we have a lot of animal nuisances on Staten Island. Those of you in the South, like places like Florida, you know how that is like, because those of you understand the situation. People will listen to say New York with a wild animal problem. I never heard that before. Well, yeah, out here in Staten Island, yes, we do have that situation. Wild turkeys is a major situation that's been going on for quite some time. Now, one thing, you know, I tell people, you know, you have to be careful where you're walking. You got to be careful. Look before you leap on there. Pay attention to your surrounding area. Maybe there's another way of getting around to somewhere. You know, I've seen people, they trip over the things, and, you know, then suddenly they want to sue everybody because they've injured themselves and they're out of work. You know, I can understand if the hospital is negligible to the situation, but in the article, it does say there was clearly marked another way to go to where she was. I mean, she was going to a truck to get coffee. Now, I've never been, honestly, I've never been in Staten Island University, but I do know Richmond University, which is the other hospital on Staten Island. And the one thing that the Richmond University has, or Rumsey we call it here, is that we have a Starbucks inside the hospital, and there's also a cafeteria. I would assume that Staten Island University has a cafeteria. Did she need to go outside to get a cup of coffee? I don't know why she would do it. I assume that there is a cafeteria in Staten Island University, or maybe at least a small kiosk or something like that selling coffee, because, you know, everybody drinks coffee, or gets, you know, something in the morning on the way in. You know, why she was going out to a foodie truck, I don't know. You know, to that situation. Again, never been in SIU. The other half is that, you know, you were trying to avoid the turkeys. And like I said before, turkeys are going to be a nuisance. They're going to be on there, but you know, you're going to have to deal with it, to that situation. And you know, she said, well, I had a fear of turkeys. I think most people have a fear of wild turkeys out there, or any other animal that is wild. This is not unusual. You're not the first person in the world. And honestly, I hope you feel better to the situation. I've been through injuries myself. I've had slip and fall myself that basically I've torn a meniscus. I have pretty much my meniscus is torn on there. It healed itself automatically, but on the back end of it, I've gotten arthritis in that knee to that situation on there, and it's not going to go away that easy. I mean, pains every once in a while, pains when it rains, that old situation. But this is situations that happen. It comes and goes. You have to be careful where you step around. And if it's a crosswalk that looks a little dangerous, it looks a little narrow, walk elsewhere. Now, the thing about it is that car that was there, you said there was a car parked there. You don't know what was going on with that car. That car could have been rushing someone to the hospital. We do not know that. We don't know who was in that car. Why was that car there? Car could have been a security car. We don't know. So hopefully this is resolved to a proper expediting, to the situation. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully all you guys are going to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving out there. Be sure not to spend it alone. Go spend it with friends, family, wherever, whatever you could do. Go, if you don't have anyone to go somewhere where there's a lot of people, and at least maybe you can meet some people to that situation. There's always something open where you can sit down, have a meal, have something to drink, Don't spend it alone. Believe me, I quite understand those situations on there, because there was a time in my life when I was living down south and I was alone during the holidays, and getting out, I had to get out of the house. I just literally could not stay home for Thanksgiving by myself with a turkey in the oven to that situation on there and eating by myself. I had to get out. So do get out, enjoy yourself, enjoy Thanksgiving, enjoy the parade. If you're here in New York City, go out. In fact, go out, get to the parade. That's always a fun thing to go to. And there are other events throughout, if you're in New York, throughout the city of New York. A lot of fun stuff. Do check it out. Locally, check out what's going on around you. There might be something fun. You don't realize that's going on. Just get out. So we will see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay strong. We will be bringing more videos this week and also next week, but we will return fully back first week of December. So once again, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks for watching. Before you go, please comment, like, and share this video. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of our channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have that ability to help support this and many other channels. Especially now more than ever, since the passing of a new law in the United Kingdom that will diminish the reach of many channels and affect our advertisers. If you wish to help grow this channel by financial support, you have two ways. There are two links in the description below. The first will send you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will send you to our gear store where you can purchase t-shirt, mugs, and other specialty items. Any additional discounts will be listed on the main page. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.